Man, they need to stop. They're looking for any reason. Look at the police. And these the same ones.
They've been wrong, and y'all
But
do
these
shit
the
about
same
it.
ones
So
won't
stop.
give us. I used to stand on the police. You saw me, Earl. But they won't give me no resources to hold them accountable. Because they a part of it. Man, I wish they will stop that. Would stop that crap.
You cannot handle this intellect, dimensional savage.
Start the song down. I'd like to try to let it play a couple of seconds. I just started my line. Okay. Let's see.
You cannot handle this intellect. 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 Dimensional third, I savage. Y'all have been working too hard for something that didn't need sacrifice.
Yes. This is Tuesday on IntellectualRadio.com. ExCons4Trump Live with Carla Trust. We got a special guest in the house with Tracy Y. Bay.
Yeah,
Tracy Bay, give it up.
Give it up. Give it up.
We'll tell y'all about Tracy later.
Oh.
But yeah, Tracy is here in the house, ready to represent. A lot of people gonna probably look out there and be like, "Hey, why you ain't been had Tracy on this show?" I don't know. She like direct and direct from the sideline.
Yes.
Now she up front. Now we're gonna put her on some spot, and I'm gonna ask her some questions she ain't even expecting. You shouldn't have. Earl tricked her.
She like to be the boss, so now she gonna be the boss from the seat.
I have an important call I have to take.
Nah. You can't move once you sit in the seat. So this is Tuesday. Y'all know what it is. And I always tell y'all subscribe and share to IntellectualRadio.com, the baddest radio in the land. Y'all got to do y'all job. Get off my live if y'all don't subscribe and share to IntellectualRadio.com. We've been giving y'all this quality content. Mr. Earl Winfrey over here working hard to keep it coming. But look, live call in 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. Want to hear from the people out there. Y'all know Carla been gone for a while, around here running and stuff. But she had a few family emergencies and some funeral issues, man. Carla, yeah, she always everywhere. CNN, Fox. She an old celebrity, man. She ain't got time for this little ExCons4Trump live. But with that being said, let's I want to just hand it off, Carter, just because you've been out, and just real quick to tell us how you been, everything. Ups and downs.
It's been definitely some ups, downs, and crazy turnarounds. I lost my oldest brother, lost one of my dear nephews, lost the aunt. It's just been a lot, and you know how it is. Death comes in threes. That's what they say. But you know what? We're staying prayerful and we're trusting God, and hopefully, we'll get to the other side of this thing called grief, because it can be a bit much. But it happens. Death is a part of life, and so as we live, we are all going to come that way. So it's just a matter of preparing your life. And what do you want your dash to be?
Yeah.
What do you want the dash to be, people? And that's what we really have to start thinking about, especially as Black people. What do we want our dash to be? What do we want to be remembered for? Do we want to be remembered because we stood up and fought for something we believed in? Or do we want to be remembered as someone who stood on the sidelines and took a back seat to all of the destruction and mayhem that's going on all around us in our communities, watching our communities be almost wiped out, obliterated by all kinds of ills of this world, to watch us continue to be marginalized and disrespected by people that we've elected to represent us, people who seem to forget that their job is to represent the will of the people, not the will of themselves. And I think that, that's a good segue in.
And so we have a special guest tonight. This is Miss Tracy, baby. Y'all don't know Tracy. She's my fiance, and she's been rocking for a long time. So, what, Tracy, you had something to say to these people about? Hey, listen, but bottom line is she's been on the front line with me on a lot of situations, man, and probably most of the work we've done with ECCSC. Tracy's in the background, and we wouldn't be so successful without her assistance. Because to deal with me, I don't even know how a person deal with me. But anyway, I ain't nothing to play with. I don't play about my black people. That's one thing for sure. Even at the behest of my own successes or detriment. So, hey, Tracy, introduce yourself. That's the camera.
Oh, this is weird for me, but nonetheless, I'm here. Thank you, Tyrone and Kyle, for allowing me to invade your space this evening. There are a couple of topics that I feel strongly about that I think that we'll probably touch on tonight. Kata, loss is we our hearts go out to you, sister. We have missed you and your presence and your energy. Not being here dealing with your family loss. And I can't remember who said it, but they said that grief and sorrow is the place where when you can't place that love on the person, that's what that experience is. And that's a really strong way to put that, you know? And so our hearts go out to you for
Thank
sure. You. And Tyrone.
Yeah.
Lord. I have loved standing by your side in this fight. I have watched you not sleep, not eat, not be able to do just regular things, everyday things sometimes with your worry, concern and heart for the people. And so for anybody who's ever gotten it confused to think that he's doing it for money or anything, you are wrong. Because yeah, I could absorb that in my house, and I have not. And so, and those of you who just talk wrongly, I just think some of y'all sometimes just need something to talk negative about. And I think that that's something that we need to get under control with each other as a people, especially in this time, because there are some wins we're missing out on collectively for not having that collective voice and power right now. And I know that time is of the essence that we get our house in order, our house as a people, our house, and what this fight looks like. And for those that are confused and are sitting on the couch and the sidelines, understand this fight is about the future of Black people. It's a fight. It's a fight. It's a war that's happening, and you all are missing it. And so get up, man, get involved and be a part of this world. I'm sorry.
No,
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm going too deep.
Well, we're gonna get a
because
chance to. You're gonna get a chance most definitely to push it. So.
No, Tracy, you're not going deep. That is definitely, what needs to be said. And, Tyrone and I both have echoed that over the last couple of months.
You have.
We have to come up with a way.
And with that, Carla, don't keep that point, but I want to segue into what you're saying these couple of months. And for those who often see and ask the question, what is ExCons4Trump? And I've always told y'all, the whole push around ExCons4Trump was in the front. It didn't. I've said over and over. It didn't matter if it was ExCon for the peanut gallery. It don't matter what it was. Trump just happened to be the vessel that occupied the space, or we believed or hoped would, because that was, at the end of the day, it's only a two-party system. And the two-party system and the one party continue to disrespect our vote and don't listen to the people, and still not listening to the people. In cases, they're doubling down, whether it relates to J.B. Prisco or Brandon Johnson here in Chicago and Illinois. So with that being said, this is not about us loving Trump, liking Trump, hating Trump, or supporting Trump. It's about that office, whether you like it or not. He's there for 4 years. And we about to figure out to get away from our vitriol and our mad upset because our person lost, and figure out how to get these resources back to our community. Yep. And ExCons4Trump for us just happened to be a good gamble. And we're going to pay out. It's in the front. Go ahead, Kyle. I want you to finish your point on
One
that.
of the things that I have to continuously remind people is that anything that happens in this earth, everything that happens in this earth is either allowed or ordained by the Lord. And so if you think for 1 second that Tyrone and I or any of these people have decided to rise up and come against the Democratic Party really has something to say about who's sitting in that White House, we don't. God, it's God makes the decision. He decides who is going to represent us. Here's the thing that I want to ask Black people who may be listening. Trump is there. What are you going to do?
Right.
What are we going to do?
Complain
Because
every day.
at the end
Cry,
of the
go to your
day,
support group.
we can't change who's in the White House. No more than we could when Biden was in the White House and we still were losing. Keep in mind that even under the Democrats, Black people were losing. And one of the biggest reasons for that loss is because we lack unity. And everybody knows that there is a lack of unity in the Black community. And so it is exploited. It is exploited by every ethnic group. It is exploited by every elected official. It is exploited by businesses. It is exploited in education. We are going to continue to be exploited because remember, divided we fall. United
God,
we stand.
I think that's a good segue into what's happening right now, which is Dalton.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Dalton.
Talk about it.
We could talk about it now.
I think so. They projected Tiffany Henyard to lose,
Right.
Which is not shocking to me. I think that she lost the race when she decided to get into the melee that happened at that meeting, and she lost decorum. She lost everything that the office represents to the people. She lost cool points. She just looked, it was
lost
awful.
the respect
She should
of the
have from
people.
her podium told the people to stop. The room was hers.
Yes.
Her police, her security, her people in that room. Why would you jump into a fight? Why would you jump into a fight? Why? I hate to see that she lost, especially after the suffering of ridiculousness. They put an ignorant show on display, as if we don't already look bad enough with the governance of our state and city. Like, real talk. So I just think that hate to see it go. And I guess the voice of the people have spoken. And ultimately, I think Dalton will find out, was it the bestest thing for them to lose her? So as we had to learn with losing Lori. Say what you want.
Oh Lord. Ooh, hey, she said it. But with Tiffany, I mean, I've always supported Tiffany from the very beginning as an activist. Not the politics part never mattered to me about all of that, because I saw her fighting for the people as an activist, and that's what led her probably to being the mayor. What I still don't get is that in every space where we are present in leadership, we never can seem to organize collectively our power to serve the people.
And who loses?
And the people lose when all this for buffoonery goes down. And we're still about to see, like Tracy just said, was it the best move? Because now we're about to see, you got what you wanted with her. Let's see if Dalton change.
Even with losing the township.
Even with losing the township.
I think my question is going to be, in a year from now, 2 years from now, if the suspected front runner wins that seat, was it going to be the best thing for Black people, with her losing both those seats? No matter what you think about her personally, again, I don't think that people could get past her jumping into that brawl. But I think that, again, we're 2 years in, and what do you have, Carter? Buyer's remorse. That's what she has. for having supported Brandon
I
Johnson?
have
Are you
buyer's
people going to
remorse.
have buyer's remorse? Because we got to stop making emotional, uneducated decisions when it comes to our vote for
Yeah.
the sake of our people. In
Mhm.
Dalton, in Harvey, in Maywood, and wherever, we have to learn to make sure that we're making the best, and consult somebody and go to a town hall and show up and try to call in to 708-223-8953. Do whatever to get engaged and get in touch with what's best for our people. Because that, I think, is being missed on a big level. I think people are voting emotion and hearsay, even at times, when history can be shown through pictures and different things. And, anyway, the ridiculous that it gets into when it is our vote, if we see it as our voice.
So with everything that happened, it's like now we're getting to a point. We just had a few callers talking about Michigan and Flint, Michigan. Water still is poison, and I've been asked to start speaking on the what is that John Anthony Detroit Morning Answer. I'm gonna start doing with my man John Anthony on 97.2 at 8 o'clock every Thursday, something like that, 8 a.m. Because I realized one thing, Carla, black people are messed up all over
All over the country.
America. And we went to the Baltimore, Tracy and I and the others. Baltimore looked like a bomb hit it.
Any city we
any
go
city
to,
we St.
Tyrone
Louis.
always wants to go to where
Yeah.
the ghetto is,
Yep.
where the downtrodden part of the city
I
is.
don't want that ain't keep downtown.
Every city we go to, he's
Yep.
like, "Where's the hood?
Yeah.
I want to see what the hood is. I want to get out and talk to these people in this hood." And like he said, I'm sorry. That
So
every
we not,
time
we
it's
just
always
what
the
I wanted to
same.
say is we not waiting. I'm not sitting around here waiting on black people in Chicago to catch up. We're about to stretch this country.
Yeah, we might-
ECCSC is incorporating 8 states. We're about to stretch this out and collectively unifying and moving. Where you're hating the judges and envious of me in Chicago, they not in St. Louis, they not in New Jersey. The ex-cons are mobilizing in all these cities to put us in position. And we're saying to Trump and anybody else in office, it don't matter about who in office, y'all missing the point.
Yep.
Trump, returning citizens are the most perpetually discriminated class and caste of individuals throughout the whole country. And we're saying that if you got something for everybody else, but don't have nothing for this population who in fact create a lot of public safety issues as well as public safety good, we saying give us our due, and we want to build a consensus with our government to whereas we can help fix the damage that they caused. We didn't cause this damage. I was born in Inglewood, and it was raggedy then. So don't be Austin, Lawndale, it don't matter where you at.
I'm married to West Side.
I'm
I'm from the South Side.
I'm from the West
See,
Side.
this is what I'm saying. So with that, and as I pass it to Connie, I want y'all to understand that this movement, what got Trump in office, was a national movement. Now all politics are local in every city. They started over there in Dalton right now.
But
We got one in Chicago time now. It's about to happen.
Chicago, you're up. Well, let me just say this. Tyrone said something, and I was disturbed by something I read. I was reading somebody's Facebook post yesterday, and I was very disturbed about some of the comments. And let me just say this. None of us are sitting up here with a sign across our chest that says need a friend. What that means is you ain't got to like me. You ain't got to give a damn about me. But we are going to have to come together on one accord. Black people, we have got to work together. Put your feelings in your pocket, okay? Because we got some things that we got to get done. And it's not about little I's and big U's. It's about us coming together collectively as a unit to get things done. You know, I heard people talk about boycotting. We don't have to boycott those businesses. How about we do
Don't
this?
go.
How about we just get up and support some
That's
black
right.
businesses?
Exactly.
If it's really about black people,
Right.
if it's about the economics of the black community, then get up this week on those days that Al Sharpton is telling y'all to boycott these major businesses where black people work and go and spend your money in a black business. If you don't usually do that, I want you to do that this week. Do that this time. Find a black nail salon to go to.
Yeah.
Find any of those places where we go to other persuasions of people to get our goods and services. This week, I want you to specifically buy black. That's how you
Well,
make an impact.
they say Target, didn't they? What? Walmart?
Hold on. How many black brands are in Target
A lot.
that you'll be boycotting this date that you're saying boycott? Targets, listen, DEI, division, exclusion, and evasion. That's what y'all mad about? Miss me.
That wait,
Hey,
that
not only
3%,
that-
that 3% of us that benefit from it.
Right.
That
Right.
don't-
That
division,
is 3%.
division,
less.
exclusion, and an invasion.
We
of
going
who?
ham about 3%.
Furthermore,
Carter.
I'm going to Target just because Al Sharpton them said don't go.
I was just about to
These
say,
are not my leaders.
You know what black people gonna do? What they told.
Yeah.
They're gonna do what they told,
They
just like
probably
they did at the election, right?
Yeah.
So guess what? They not going to Target.
They're not
Carter,
going.
you didn't tell
You
them.
didn't
You
tell
telling them. You telling them to go to a black
Black
business.
men, they ain't gonna
It's
do that.
not going to do anything. It got to come from the
Oh.
old spiritual Negroes that I don't know who
If
Those
Al
ones-
Sharpton,
Those ones that spend most of their time working against us and
Those-
not for us.
because they bought Carter,
those ones you're talking about.
that
Wait,
those ones
say
that we
that.
know
Those
have
ones that
taken
are bought and
chances.
paid for.
those
Yeah, those are
ones
the
that's
ones-
mad, those ones that mad that Doge or Trump them is identifying.
And then the Chicago
billions.
so-called leaders
Jesus.
then jump on board and y'all gonna do
Y'all-
what you told.
Hey.
That's what I know.
Well, y'all,
Well, you know what?
we on one.
You know what, Tracy?
going to
No,
Target.
y'all ain't doing what y'all told this time. This time you gonna do what Carter said do. And go tell Al Sharpton and anybody else that asked that
See
Carter
Carter.
Trust told you
See
to do
Carter.
something different. Because at the end of the day, if it's about empowering us, then spend your money with us.
Because I know even in businesses and anything that we've been doing, I know personal friends and people I've been in for friends with for 20 and 30 years haven't came to the cafe and bought a cup of coffee. And you hear what I'm saying?
I ain't never bought a cup of
That way
coffee
you
either.
bought something else. But I'm telling you, I've had 30-year friends and family members that never came to our cafe and bought a cup of coffee. Not only that, it's crazy when over 50% of your customers are white people.
That part.
You can talk about it all you want to, but over 50% of our customer base is white and others. So that comes back to what you just said. Go support a black business. Go to do something different than what they telling you. But you can't. You know why y'all can't? They are the same progressive democratic socialists that's been milking our people, using Black Death as a hustle. They've been using incarceration as a hustle. They've been using welfare as a hustle. They've been using gender as a hustle. They've been using abortion issues as a hustle. They've been using school as a hustle, the educational system. They've been using all type of patronage, job opportunities as a hustle, while black men and boys get murdered every day in these cities and are the lowest in unemployment rate, are the lowest in dropout, are the first to die, are the highest rate next to black women in disease and all these ailments. But yet we supposed to listen to them.
But you know, the craziest thing when I think about the elected officials is, don't you live in that neighborhood too?
Nope.
Don't you want it to be better than where you like? Don't you want your property values up and all your neighbors' property values to go up? Don't you want everything good that at one point Lincoln Park and the West Loop didn't look like it looked? But you know what? Those aldermen were intentional for their people.
They
So
were.
like, go talk to them and want more for your people, or even yourself if you live in those neighborhoods. If you live in those neighborhoods, that becomes the question. But nonetheless, don't you want better? Don't you want to see resources? Don't you want to see the child that you never see in school be in school and in a trade program or just something better? What do you want? Who are you representing? But again, any of them that take money from lobbyists and special interest groups, a lot of times that's who they are.
Corporate cannabis and
representing-
unions right now.
representing.
Yes.
We got to get back to Devin to break down these D2s of who have taken
Yeah.
suspicious donations.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yes.
Carla?
I can do that. It's coming. But at the end of the day, people, it's time out for the poverty pimps. And those
That's
are
your pastors and social
the
programs.
social programs, the pastors, the white evangelical Christians who want to come to our communities to save us, these organizations that have pimped us out, are coming in, taking all of our TIF dollars, ciphering money from the community. And even, and I'll even go as far as to say some of the directors of some of these social organizations who come into the city and get their money and then take it back to the suburbs.
That are
There
white, but with black faces.
There should be
okay.
a law, just like teachers, firefighters, policemen have to reside in the city. If you are over an organization that is receiving city funds, CDBG money, you need to live here in this city. It is time out for people getting money from our city and taking it someplace else. I'm over it.
But God, you know what our alderman could do right now? Write an ordinance.
They could write an ordinance
and say that if you take TIF money
Yep.
and you leave that community before 30
certain-
years,
yep.
30 years,
You got to pay it
you
back.
got to pay
You
it
got
back.
to pay it back.
Or you got to
get
pay a big
fined.
percentage of it back or something.
Or we take over that building, you get fined, and we take over the
Or the city
ownership.
gets to take ownership of the building.
That's
I
right.
mean, and
Absolutely.
And if you're a company with different locations, such as a Walgreens and a CVS leaving our
Yeah.
communities, then we got to impose something else on the business that you have here that you decided
Especially
to leave open.
if
that
you
you
got
deemed
tax
successful.
breaks and TIF money in order for your business to flourish, and then you feel like you've made enough money, so now you can,
took the people's money and then you can't
now
serve
you
the
can
people no
go.
more.
And-
And we're just letting that go.
Yeah, but this is the thing with our people, right? We don't go to Springfield. We don't go to
Oh,
city
no.
council. And I want to say to y'all
no.
listening, we always saying that our elected officials are supposed to work for us. But where they are weak, you're never there to make them strong.
Yep.
Where they are strong, you never identify or show them the weaknesses that makes them actually weak. Because it's we the people, not we the politicians. So when I look at it and then giving a shout out to Senator Collins, Senator Willie Preston, to give a shout out to Speaker Welch, we have to empower these people so that they can work and go get resources
And
for us.
carry the voice of the
And carry the
people
people.
forward.
You got the LGs, what's his name? LG Sims. You got the Cam Buckners. We have to bring them into some type of alignment with the community to let them know we got your back. And no billionaire governor who don't really see black men as worthy, even though we elected them. This billionaire governor think he could do what he wants, say what he wants, because guess what he does to black politicians? Put money in their campaign funds. And they beholden to the special interest groups, lobbyists and lawyers and politicians. Listen, y'all, we got to support them. That means I'm telling y'all now, if you got $5, send it to your favorite politician. I'm telling you now, even the aldermen, you got to be able to help them because they like little prostitutes when they got to go to special interest groups. And then they value their money and them being in office over your condition.
Some of y'all sent money to Kamala.
Oh, Lord.
And ain't sent a dime ever to your alderman, your
Alderman.
state rep, your state senator, nobody
Make
who you
it make
think should be
sense.
in office.
And y'all sure ain't gave Tyrone Muhammad none. I'm always getting hit upside the head by them peoples.
I got nothing.
But you know what, Ty? But that's you know what, you're right. And these are the kinds of things, Black people, that we should be investing in. We should be investing in our people who are out on the front lines fighting for us. We should be investing in our people who are out there putting their voices on the line. And you know, I said last week I was going to come back and talk about this. I won't today. But when I say, you know, putting our voices on the line, I mean, you know, you get out here sometimes and you're speaking out, and it doesn't matter whether or not you're speaking the truth. It doesn't matter whether or not you're speaking truth to power. There are always going to be people who are going to have a problem with what you're saying. And though we like to think that we have free speech, censorship is real, people.
Ooh-wee.
It's real.
Y'all know I don't care about no censorship.
Neither do I.
Hey,
Wait, I ain't stopped talking.
Hey, we don't care.
We don't care.
Hey, I many people, I lost friends for ExCons4Trump.
I have to, Tyrone.
But guess what?
I don't care.
Family too, probably.
But you know what?
They weren't friends.
Anybody who walked away from me during this process, and there have been some people.
Don't you feel lighter?
They were supposed to go.
Lighter. They were supposed to go.
Thank you, forces, for sending them on the other way.
But once again, show y'all love. Send up a shot. Hashtag Keisha Collins. Senator Keisha Collins. Hashtag at Senator Willie Preston. Hashtag at Senator Speaker Welch. And this is what I mean. For how many years did white folks, even Black people, make Madigan strong? How many years?
Too many.
Now here we got a whole Black
Here
we got a whole Black speaker, right? In order to give him power, authority, and
power lies with him.
It lies with him. He has to know he has our support.
Yes.
Man, politics is a strange thing, bedfellas. I don't have to like you to support you, because if I support you, I can now come to you and say, hey, man, we short. The governor trying to take our money. The governor took our money. The governor is doing this. The governor want to fund white communities in the north side where he live as a billionaire. But the governor want to cut Black organizations.
No, the governor does cut.
He does.
Not once,
does. That
he
is.
Does.
The government does. I was thinking like president. But he has and does.
For years.
For years. Now we're saying to our elected officials that budget cannot be signed unless it's allocations in that budget for our communities that's suffering the most. At the end of the day, I'm going to say it again. No community suffer more than Black communities.
Yes.
So give us what we want, or we're going to take it, or we got to run you out of office. Everybody.
And everybody can go
before us. And let me just say this, people who are listening. Pritzker is not our friend. He is not. He has shown us time and time again.
He's not.
Pritzker showed us what he thought about Black people prior to becoming governor. And somehow or another,
the pastors.
He gave some money to some of these pastors, and lo and behold, and then I'm going to say to these pastors that may be listening, I know some of y'all in the bushes listening, because y'all want to know if we talking about you.
We come to get you.
But let me just say this to y'all. Leaders Network, West Side Ministers Coalition.
Ooh.
Those just the ones I'm familiar with, because I live on the West Side.
About the Leaders
but
Network.
let me tell y'all something. There is a price to pay for mistreating God's people. There is a price to pay for misleading God's people. Get your house in order. The time is growing near for you to straighten stuff out. Listen, y'all better stop walking with these people if they're not walking in the right direction. You better stop standing up, supporting them, and having your people support them if they're not talking about betterment of your community. Not just betterment for you. It has to be betterment for everybody.
And them churches, y'all sitting around here supporting these pastors who think J.B. Pritzker, who never come in our neighborhoods.
Unless it's election time.
And y'all know I'm running for the United States Senator. And that man, when the last time y'all seen Dick Durbin or any person in our neighborhood? But they going to come when it come election time. I'm telling you they coming. And pastors, if y'all accept J.B. Pritzker to do another apology tour for treating Negroes the way he's been treating us, We shutting your church down in the name of Jesus.
You know what, Ty, what I think about sometimes when you and Kata are on the show talking to the people and letting them know the importance of the time and what it is. I honestly sit and think sometimes the people that are watching this show and tuning in already know that.
They already know it.
So this is where share, because get it out to people.
Share.
Subscribe to Intellectual Radio so you can see the show, not miss it. Because I think that I know that the voice of this show and oftentimes the topics that you all choose to cover.
But if the people watching
people
this,
are ignorant about it.
If the people watching this and follow us and they're not tagging and sharing to their friends, then they not really with us.
That's
they don't know either.
Oh no, let's not get twisted. They're the warriors that are here just because.
That's what I'm saying.
For sure.
Tag, if they not tagging, like I always say, IntellectualRadio.com, subscribe and share, and even check out some of the other programs and that's on Intellectual Radio. You may like them, but please, you gotta share and let other people know that's blind, deaf, and dumb. They don't have to like us. But if we gave a message, it talks about shaking giving the message, shaking the dust off your feet at the doorstep. We delivered the message. Now, if you want to continue to be a fool, continue to do the same thing.
Well, that's what they're gonna do. You know, Tyrone.
And you know what? Don't forget to call in, because we also want to hear from you. You know, this is a platform that is open so that you can call in, you can express your thoughts or your views. If we've said something that you agree with and you want to expound on it, this is the opportunity for you to do that. Even if we've said something that you didn't agree with and you want to, if you're an elected official and you feel like we called you on the carpet or we didn't say something right.
They ain't no elected official. They watch,
but
they
I
not
do
that brave.
want to give them that opportunity. 708-223-8953.
Elected officials.
We want to hear from you. 708-223-8953. Because see, here's the thing.
Tell us how we can support you and tell us the issue that's important to the people. Go ahead.
And some of y'all are running for re-election. We want to know what you're going to do differently, because let me tell you something. In this seat, I don't have any friends. And if you're not holding up your end, if I looked at some of those city council votes and your vote didn't benefit your community,
they don't.
I'm calling you on the carpet. So if some of y'all are gonna need to defend yourselves, Jason Irvin. You're gonna need to defend yourself, Walter Burnett.
Oh man, Walter.
You're gonna need to yes. Reverend Hall.
But you know what?
You're gonna need to defend yourself.
This is true. You know, Carter, I don't ever want it to get missed when we're dealing with the electeds, that you have to be thoughtful in a well-rounded sense. And what I mean by that is where we think just because they are a black face, sometimes they represent more white people than black people in their area and what they're carrying forth in their district, council, ward, whatever, is the voice of those people. That's what I think that we can't just escape that. Yes, there are black people who we think should do the bidding of black people, and they should. Yes. They absolutely. I'm not negating that. I'm not saying that they shouldn't. But when we talk about them carrying the voice of the people forward, you got to think of where their area is that they're covering and the voice of the majority. And sometimes 85% of the people are white.
And I understand that.
Are white.
However, right now, our elected officials are not listening to the voices of the people. They're not listening to the voices of the people of the city.
They're not at all. As a collective, they're not.
As a collective.
Well, that's going to be their loss. Yeah, because if they don't understand that not listening to the voice of the people is why Kamala lost, then or you don't believe fat meat is greasy.
No, they don't believe twerking is real. Twerking is greasy.
Well, I mean, the funny thing is
oh Lord,
when Megan Thee Stallion was on that stage,
oh Lord,
I was like, this is the most disrespectful thing I've ever seen.
I ain't no neck got me.
That's
awful. What they was rapping on stage.
I felt so disrespected as a black woman that you would be talking to me in that manner. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? That was
But
it was
when
so
do we care
disrespectful.
about what celebrities say about our neighborhoods when they don't
No,
even
no, no,
live there?
no. That's a generational thing. These some of these young
Yeah.
generations, they care.
But they ain't voting.
No, the
Not
young
yet.
vote,
No,
the young vote moved him over more. The young vote is what
Move
moved Trump.
No, we ain't talking
over.
about
And-
Trump.
oh, well, I was talking
I'm
about
talking
the Trump
about
election.
they ain't got no ain't no nigga
Oh.
got me. That vote didn't move nothing.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
sorry.
they didn't- no,
I
they
got
didn't
you.
show
Not that
up.
one. That one
They
didn't
ain't
move
show up
anything.
for that. They got a concert.
But let me ask you this: what do we do to reach those ones? How do we get them into the polls? How do we get them engaged? And I think that that's a question that we're going to have to ask ourselves. And I say that because
God, it's not that hard to reach them.
when I'm in these classrooms every day and I look at these kids and I be
love 'em.
like, "This our future." I'm like, "Oh Lord."
You
we
can
are-
But let
problem
me
is
let
they
me
don't
say
let
something to you in
men
that
them
instance, Carter.
classrooms.
Let me help you out there if I can. I have a little sister, and we are 14 years apart. And I was having a conversation. No, I wasn't having a conversation. I was telling her what to do. And everything I was saying was from my perspective of living my life in this situation. And that's not her reality. She's living her life in this situation, which is a generation apart from me.
it's
And
different.
so, and I'm telling her, and she looked at me and she said, things are generational. And it was the biggest aha moment I've had because, Carter, what I said, you are so right. I apologize because I'm telling her what I was taught, but it's a different time.
It
And if
is.
you can, if there's any part of you when dealing with our youth can listen to them, even if you feel like they're saying something crazy,
You still want
listen.
but they want to be listened. They
no,
want to
but
be
it's
heard.
but it's not crazy to them.
No,
And
it's not.
so we have to learn to tap into their voice,
Meet them where they are.
period. And
Gotta-
guess what? And we don't do that. We
No.
don't do that. And so I appreciate her saying that to me. She was in her 20s, and so it was quite a while ago, basically. But it has helped me when dealing with the children that we deal with and understanding them. I don't know nothing right now. And even after they tell me, I might not still know nothing from the realm of their world and their life and their
Yes,
understanding.
because it's
So,
different. It's
yeah, but
vastly
guess what?
different.
If I get them talking,
They'll expose.
I can keep them.
Yep.
Oh, they'll tell
And
you.
so, they'll tell you
They will
everything.
tell you
And guess what? When they throw
everything.
that information
They
up to you, it's
start
because
telling me
they believe
guns.
you
They
can
start
help
telling
them.
you about
They believe you
guns
can
and
help
everything.
them out of this situation
Yes, they
into
do.
something better. And so it's hurtful that we have those situations, those encounters with the young people that we deal with. And then we have an elected official that would think it's okay to take money from the Black community, from Black organizations, out of the Black community
and give it
to help
someone
these
else.
children, which ultimately helps the whole of the community.
Yes.
And we don't think we could get a bunch of people to stand with us when we decide to go make that stand.
Yes.
In understanding that,
So what we gonna do, people?
I believe in it.
Like for real.
I do.
mean, like for real. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna keep sitting down, allowing time and opportunity and resources to pass us by? Are we gonna continue to do this? Are we gonna continue to stand by and watch people take things from us? Is that what we're gonna continue to do? Or are we gonna get ourselves together and unify so that we can collectively fight for common goals?
And
Things
unifying
that are
doesn't
gonna
mean
benefit us.
unifying doesn't mean agreeing to
It does
everything that the
not.
other person is saying. You could have your point, you could have yours, he could have his, and they all still be right for what this looks like.
Yes.
We got to get it out of our heads. And you know what the other sad part is? There need to be some come to Jesus meetings with some people in our community who are considered a voice to the people and for the people. We have to, as a Black, we got to have some come to Jesus meetings and then hopefully get to the revival, because there are some things that need to be handled in house, and then maybe we can get there.
Yep.
Then maybe we
Oh no,
can get
no,
there.
you have to have
I
that.
agree.
We've had that over a few. I personally had that over. You know what? I hear people always talking about who I am, what I am, but I'm the one that's the most peaceful when it comes to bringing Black people together. I'm the one. Even the people that do me the worst, I sit down with them to have empathy and compassion as to why. No, I'm going to stand strong and fight and say, hey, this is you F me over here, you F me over there.
Ty, we've lost being able to tell each other the truth of how you made me feel. We've lost that. And so for everybody that always wants to just believe that you are this, you looking for a fight. That's the sad part to me, honestly, as I watch from a lot of different angles, in that even ExCons4Trump, nobody saw it as a conversation starter.
Right. No.
Everybody saw it as another reason to be against Tyrone Muhammad, and I can't stand him and see it, and make every dumbass money jar, every excuse of why further not to support the good works that you, having found the ECCSC, has put up.
Oh no! Oh, you Uncle Tom. Wait.
Everything. You in it for the money, bro. You in it to be seen.
Money. How I go from fighting?
I want y'all to know I can fight.
I don't know. First of all, I don't know. I got to be the stupidest person in the world. Logically. Spiritually, I know what it is. But logically, I have to be the stupidest person in the world. Where through my 6 and 7 years of fighting and working for Black people in this space, I probably was offered over, I would say that just this last situation I don't talk about, over $4 million worth of jobs just to go away. Shut up. Come on, be cool, man. Just eat.
Yep.
Just go away, eat.
Yep.
Denying my household funding and resources, figuring out, and then even after we figure out how to create something to compete against the discrimination of cannabis and create our own THC cafes and areas where we can actually learn the flower, work, and deal with agriculture and all that and put Black people to work, they trying to take that. So, man, you can't win.
And you still on your couch.
And you can't win. No matter what you do as a Black man, DEI hasn't served Black men
Division.
Yet. Y'all can talk that crap.
Exclude us and then invade us with a bunch of migrants.
DEI don't put Black men to work to take care of their families. So our women, somebody mentioned why so many women working in this and that. It's because DEI ain't made it possible for Black men to take over control of their community, their house, so the women don't have to work.
Right.
Yeah, DEI helped them a little percentage.
A little bit.
But it doesn't. But the tokenism that the government uses, it's not DEI that put Black women in the position. It's that devil and that enemy. Manipulating our women to make them think they don't need
to
you.
Make them feel superior.
Yeah, they don't need you. But your Black man is uneducated, which is going to rob your crazy butt. He going to home invade you, rape you, carjack you. Because y'all don't have men protecting y'all from these little wolves running around in the street. And even when we stand up and say we present an affront to even the little wolves to bring them out of the streets and give them some transition to manhood, y'all let Governor J.B. Pritzker and others to violate our communities. That means the transgender Equality Illinois, main ones, I'm calling them out by name. Look them up. Equality Illinois used the gay agenda to violate groups like ours, to get our resources out of the hands of the elected officials, Black ones too. Yep. And they gave it to the so they talk about they are marginalized and most violated. But the same group that claimed to be the most marginalized and violated another marginalized and group in ExCon.
Because everybody in every marginalized community is superior to Black people.
Yep.
And that's how
we support it.
And some of us even see it that way.
And we stand by.
No, you cancel Black men now.
Yeah.
And then when the strong black men counsel out, if the black women don't stand with them, if the community don't stand with them, the government is easy to kill them or remove them off the street. It's happening. It happened with Dr. King. It happened with Panthers. It happened with brothers. Y'all don't even know that was a part of the movement, and a lot of political prisoners still in prison because when the community doesn't surround itself around strong people, strong men, the people that the people elect or select, the government take them out, or they send some crazy Negro who misunderstand and take their own brothers and sisters out.
And now we take them out
real.
by the power of social media.
Yep.
And just make sure you
they
demean them
cancel
enough.
you.
And
they cancel you.
They look to
cancel
cancel you.
culture.
And that's the new way of killing the black man.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
That and LGBTQ indoctrination, you can't forget about that. I mean,
listen.
It's another form of genocide.
Mm-hmm.
It's another thing that is being used, and I ain't trying to knock nobody that's a part of that community. If that's your thing, that's your thing. But I have an issue with it being taught. Those people who want to go that way, they know who they are. We don't need to teach people how to do it. You want to teach people about being sensitive to it. Why do we need to do that? All we have to do is teach our kids how to respect each other. Isn't that a part of that?
So we have a program, an anti-bullying program called Say Less. And just say less. Whatever's going on. And I'm talking about that community.
For real, yeah.
But they bully the electeds and they bully the community.
No.
With that,
they play victim.
They play victim.
Right. Yeah.
They play
But that's
victim.
a bullying tactic.
It is, but they played victim to use as manipulation.
In order to get resources.
In order to take resources out of the black community from ECCSC as an organization, and which of course takes resources from our children.
Yeah.
And how we work to help them. And so one day we're going to have a show just to talk about the whole of that. I'm going to bring in paperwork and proof so that y'all can understand how these organizations are hurting our communities that they feel beholden
So
to.
when Trump take money from these groups, they are watching this systemic thing that they've been doing for 10, 15, 20 years. And it doesn't necessarily trickle down to make the community better. It makes their agenda bigger.
Yep.
It makes their power bigger. It stretch them out where they have they create economic and social and political strongholds. But it doesn't make our community better.
Yeah, there's no benefit to us. There's no benefit to our community. And I think that is high time that we are honest about that. We're honest about the people that are coming in and pillaging resources from our community. At what point do we stop and say, no, enough is enough? No, you can't do this. No, you can't build here. No, you can't come here. I mean, because like I said, people are always talking about black and brown. I keep on saying this. If you just show me one successful business in a Latino community, just one. Just one. You can't. But they make buku dollars in our neighborhoods.
You can't go in their neighborhoods and set up nothing.
Or what's left in our neighborhoods, because we don't really even have neighborhoods anymore to call our own.
And I always say we never had neighborhoods. I just think we just had family.
Yeah.
Right. And so we
had blocks.
We had
blocks. That's why block clubs came.
So So we did that in them. No, they not strong.
We have a strong block club on our block.
And if they did, they clean up more bald dog poop and stuff. So we ain't strong as we supposed to be, because we will watch out.
Well, let me say this. I'm not saying we're strong as we need to be. I'm just saying we're strong because at least we keep communication. That's what I'm saying.
Well, all I'm saying is, as we get ready to vacate the show shortly, I just want us to stay focused on who we identifying, because don't be talking about removing no elected officials if you don't have nobody you got in mind to replace them.
That part.
I would rather for us to figure out how to make them work for us
They'll put a whole clown in, and you.
I'm
think that that's
telling
just who
you,
you're
and you
supposed to
ain't
vote
got.
for.
Hey,
Yeah.
I
A
need
whole
y'all to
clown to jump in the race
understand
and be
that.
like, "Yeah, I'm gonna get this vote because they gonna remove him."
Yeah, no, hey,
You better
starting what we know
recognize
we
somebody in
have
your
that's real.
community who can carry the voice of your community and your people of your community forward in
Yes.
city council or in downstate the right way.
Right.
I'm just saying, starting now, we know we got newly elected young leadership in Senator Keisha Collins and Senator Willie Preston. Now we haven't activated our power and collective support behind sitting a black speaker of a house.
Yeah.
We ain't gave him a chance, or we haven't even encouraged him or pushed him to be about the business of making sure
To show us
budget.
he's black. To show
That's
us
right.
to show us that
Give him
he
a chance.
really is about black people.
And I'm the number one person
that
to
he's about
outcast
fairness.
all of them.
That he's about fairness.
So let's
Let's start
It
there.
ain't just you, Tyrone, because you know I
Y'all,
cancel
yeah,
them.
hey,
Listen,
I ain't
I
got no
cancel them in a
love for
minute.
politicians and
but
pastors.
let me just say this. What we're saying here, people, and when I say people, I mean whether you're an elected official, whomever you are. What we're saying here is we as black people have got to be the priority for black people. No one else is going to make us a priority. Like I said, the cavalry ain't coming.
It ain't.
Put down the white flag. Ain't nobody coming to save us. This is something that is going to happen within people. Listen, we are a nation of strong, able-bodied, able-minded people. Let me tell you something. One of the reasons that other ethnic groups look so hard at trying to destroy us is because they understand our greatness. When are we going to understand our greatness? Every single body in this world knows the greatness of the black man and the black woman. They know how strong we are. They know how we persevere. And so their goal has always been to tear us down. At what point?
You got to remember what you said back a little bit ago, which is that indoctrination happening in schools is teaching little black boys and little black girls.
I need y'all to rise above that and teach your own kids.
Yep, but guess
teach
what?
them
It's giving
yourself.
them that weaker voice. And one thing that what you said is very important in understanding. You got to look at the studies the studies about us, right?
Yes.
That's going on in our community. University of Chicago is a big one. I have the biggest problem with them because
we gotta
they
get
have
them.
a crime lab that they so-called go out and talk to black people, but I know they've never talked to a child that has come through ECCs. I know they've never talked to one. Say they're out talking to black people, studying even, to come back and give us answers how to solve our problems. Excuse me? Excuse me? We're not confused on what our problems are.
But they created the problem.
No, but they lie about it. Yeah. And then what they do to go is tell us, you guys have got trauma. You're a traumatic people. Black people are traumatic people. Black people are the most resilient people that stand in this world, period. Right. And you know what they wish? If they could bottle up resilience, they'd kill us for. If it was an organ, they would take it. Maybe they've discovered it is an organ. I don't know. But I'm just saying, however they could get that from us. And since they haven't been able to get it from us and learn it, they want to take it from us that we forget we are just who you are talking about that we are.
But you know what? And that's the move. That has been the move. The move has always been to raise our kids up to forget. That is why it is so important for us to teach our children about the history of us. That's our jobs. We're looking to the schools. We're looking to educators.
First off, when you go to teach your child, and when you go to teach your child about slavery, first off, that we were kings, that we were royalty first, and then about slavery all the way up through to present day, teach them it was American history.
Well, I'm gonna say this.
It's not just that it was everything
us
about
was-
slavery is American history.
All us were kings. Hey,
Okay, not
a lot
everybody.
of us.
I can't.
A lot of us was peasants. A lot of us had enough understanding and respect that if there was a king, that was leadership that
That's
led the
right.
community. So you follow
point.
leadership.
Yeah.
Cause they ain't all us ain't no damn. Stop lying to these babies.
I
daddy-
was talking more so about myself.
Yeah,
then.
your
Okay.
ancestor.
I was definitely talking
your
about me.
ancestor
I was
was
raised.
the bum over here.
That's
Not. And we had to outcast him from the tribe. So stop it. Look. We've been outcasting people from the Eden, Garden of Eden forever. So we ain't just around here acting like everybody. But one thing's for sure.
Touche.
Everybody can be made a citizen. Everybody can be made whole by a righteous government and righteous programs and righteous policies that
they can, Tyrone, but
actually
do they
affect-
believe in that?
Oh,
They don't
righteous.
Do they
have to
believe in that?
They don't have to believe it, because God ain't sending no messenger to us consistently to expect. Now what I'm saying, this the time.
But I'm
But
saying,
that's coming.
if
Now it's the
what is
time.
I'll walk by faith, not by sight. But if I can't see, what?
Then you're gonna fall in the ditch.
Well, then and
Absolutely.
everybody's not gonna make it.
Absolutely, it ain't.
Everybody's not gonna make
Bible
it,
say
and everybody can't go.
The Bible
Everybody
say
can't
it
go.
only saw 144,000 making it to the promised land.
For sure.
And when Moses came and got, some of them did what? I ain't leaving the slave master. I'm going back. Come on, man. It is real. Ain't this? If you got scriptures and you don't read and believe them, it's like stop reading them.
Some of
Yeah.
them-
I mean, don't read that book,
I mean,
because
yeah.
we
I-
keep
I-
doing the same
some of those
thing
Israelites died in the wilderness
and got
'cause
drowned
they,
with the
because
doggone.
they wouldn't
Yeah,
move.
they didn't believe
They
it.
didn't believe.
Like
So-
Lot's wife.
Yeah, turn.
It's
around.
like she turned
Hey.
around. Didn't he tell you don't walk out the city and
But
don't
guess
turn
what?
around? But she had to take that last look.
But guess what?
That's some of us.
That's
We got to take that
symbolism.
last look.
No, that's symbolism of stone.
Moving
That's
forward.
what
Yeah.
I said. By sight. I gotta see.
But
I gotta
we
see it to
already
believe
in
it.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
We-
That symbolism of stone
Stone, yeah.
are your hard ass kids.
Oh, woo.
You are they are stone hard cold. You their own mama voice.
Yeah.
I want to say something that I
Can't
don't think people
even
know. Go ahead, Tyler.
Transform their thinking and behavior.
Yeah.
It takes an opposite and a greater force
Yeah.
to push against it. And they know. That's why they know that black men and masculinity is that force that young boys can
Is that
soften
answer?
that hard stone.
Is that
But
answer?
I ain't gonna let you,
Part
Tyrone
of that
Muhammad,
answer.
win.
Not
I'm gonna
you.
feminize your boys and I'm gonna make your women masculine. Ain't no hard stone coming. Women are hard stones too.
Yeah.
They've been broken up. We violated them as men. We allowed them to be abused by white slave masters. We allowed them to be abused by corporate slave masters to a point where their whole mindset ain't even focused around no submission to nothing but money
No,
and
that's true.
bills.
That's
Yeah,
true.
that's true.
When they
That's true.
babies gonna kill you. So no matter how your career is, no matter how much you
Yeah.
gain, if I take your life, your effort and gain
It means
don't mean
nothing.
no sense, because you didn't have longevity to even enjoy what it was that you built.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to live like that.
Mm-mm.
5
I
minutes, y'all.
I-
Let's see.
I don't think people realize, Carter, that Tyrone and I do not agree a lot of the times, right? Which keeps up heated debate in our house so often. But when he breaks it down and puts it like that for people to truly understand, and whether they willfully miss the message or choose not to see it, or just dumb enough not
Some
to get
people
it.
just ain't gonna get
And
it.
so I think it's a missed opportunity for repair,
I
you
agree.
know, and how one of the ways we can start, because there'll be many solutions on how we can come together.
Mhm.
collectively as a people, right? But I think that that's a missed point sometimes. The way he'll put something away sometimes, and I'll be like, yeah, that was kind of dope. Like, because I'll know that it should have touched something in a lot of different people.
Heart is too.
I guess I do, probably.
You know where his heart is, and that makes a difference. And I think that what people and you know, like I said, and I touched on this before, what people don't realize about Tyrone is that Tyrone has a heart for people. He has a heart for his people. And not everybody who is out here on the front lines, down in the trenches, everybody that's down there is not there because they have a heart for the people. A lot of people are down there because they realize that there's money in poverty. There's money in pain. And so a lot of people have realized that they can capitalize for that. But in this brother, you have a genuine person who has a heart for his people. And when you have a person that has a heart for the people, this is someone that we have to get behind, someone that we have to support. And so as this campaign gets underway, listen, people. See, it doesn't take a whole lot of money. Most people think that you got to donate hundreds and thousands of dollars. If you could set aside $5 a week to put toward this campaign.
What do you waste $20 on?
If not this campaign, some campaign.
Yep.
There has to be someone that you believe in, someone that you want to support. Heck, I might even run for something. I'm definitely thinking about it. I just haven't quite made up my mind yet, but I'm thinking about coming for some seats. I'm thinking about my senator seat. I've been really thinking really hard about that because I'm a little upset with Senator Harmon right now, and so I might have to give him some Wonder Bread.
Some support with that one.
Yeah, I know. I know. Yeah, I'm real upset with him right now, and I'm really thinking about it. But even if it's, you know, no matter who it is, I think that it's high time for us as Black Chicagoans to begin putting our monies behind some of these candidates. Remember, people are beholden,
or organizations.
People are beholden to who they get money from. And Black people, I have to be honest, we don't give enough of our money. We don't spend enough of our money supporting people who are going to support our best interests. We got to begin to do that.
Y'all hear that music? Y'all know what time it is?
I got one last thing to say. It's my mother's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Mama. Miss
Y'all listen. This is it. We'll see y'all Thursday. And you come on now. Let's get busy. Stop playing. We just not talking for our health. We're talking to resurrect the dead. And our community is dead. Thank you for tuning in. See you Thursday. We love you.
Come on back on Thursday.
Give it up for Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy. We enjoyed you, sister.
But you are the reason they breathe and the reason they dreams unfold. So we gotta handle this. It's been ridiculous. How we let haters get so inconspicuous. Watching my power, burning demons. You wanted a purge? Open season. So drunk with illusion, don't see me coming. Meet your demise. I'm a woman. I do not conform to nobody's norms. I'm cleaning us up, sending the storms. High level vibration, increasing the pressure. You feeling my strength? This is my pleasure. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. Dimensional third eye savage. Woo. Call me the messenger. Hey, hey, hey. Call me the messenger. Hey, hey. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect.